That's it. Okay, it says that we're on YouTube, so I'm going to believe it. Hi there, welcome to GH Me Spotlight and Recap. I am James Lott Jr. here on JLJ Media. I am the JLJ of JLJ Media, if you don't know that already. And I'm here, of course, with my, shut up, there we go. That's myself talking. Here we go, I'm here with my cohorts who are here with me. We weren't here last week, of course, because of the Super Bowl, which now I wish I just should do the show instead. I have Lacretia Lyon. And
that's
Frank
me.
With you guys. That Super Bowl was lame. It was lame. I didn't care. It was the commercials were tired. The halftime show, weekend, whatever.
You didn't like that Alexa commercial with Michael B. Jordan? That was like by far my favorite.
But they were good. But you guys have watched Super Bowls before. Some of the commercials were so memorable. And you're just like, I was nonplussed this the Super Bowl. What do you think, Frank?
It wasn't. I don't know. I mean, it was cool to see Tom Brady win. 7 times, impressive. So
yeah.
I hate to say that. I agree with you, Frank. And I'm in Mahomes territory, so I have to be quiet. But that's who I was cheering for last year. He's got a big career ahead of him. I'm really glad. But Brady proved he could do it without Belichick, and that is important. I mean, what did General Hospital's Stephen A. Smith say? Now I no longer have to debate who the GOAT is.
He did say that, Frank. He did say that.
Props for. I'm sure he'd be happy to know he's finally reached the General Hospital Stephen A. Smith. No longer bogged down by that ESPN handle.
I know. I feel like I addressed him as that to a friend the other day, and he goes, "I loved how you did it." I was like, "But he's a recurring character on there," and I feel like it's funny. I said it's more him because I love Stephen A. Smith, but he's such a dork. But that's why I like him. But he's just finally leaning into it now, though. I think with the baby Stephen A. And I mean,
I agree. I met him, of course, at Y&R for Eric Braden's thing, and
because they're buddies.
He's super tall and everything. But just he's part of the sub community now, kind of in this weird way. So he's in. Everybody, come on in. The water's fine, I guess. It's Valentine's Day for some of you, or Singles Awareness Day, or whatever crap that is. I don't celebrate neither, but to you that do
my Valentine.
Yeah. Okay. So tell people where you got that from, because that's a big thing right now around the hospital.
So the General Hospital shop has wonderful things. So you guys should go. It's at shopabc.com, abctv.com, I believe. And I got a Valentine is my Valentine mug, and then the shirt too, which also says it, and it has a few couples like Frizz, which makes sense, and says the same thing. Valentine is my Valentine. There's some couples obviously missing from it, but a little funny and shady.
It's interesting they decided to do that. They decided to put some merchandise out. I'm like, okay, some merch, sure, okay, I guess that's interesting. Let's do that.
Because I got the Nurses Ball shirt back in October. I bought myself a birthday gift, and that's when they kind of started doing this, because I think they realized people will buy this stuff. If you put it on there, we will buy it.
I will eventually get the Curtis cut out. Don't you worry, folks. And Curtis will be joining us as a fourth host on Spotlight. You're ready, Frank, aren't you? You know you're ready.
I am excited. I am also excited about the JLJ Media line of apparel coming soon to a Redbubble store near you.
I'm not like our buddy Flobo, who has Flobito at threadless.com and all those things. I mean, I don't have any of that kind of stuff, but maybe one day. But Lacretia had a line of products. Back in the day from his right side. I have my tote bag. I love this bag. I used it the other day. So she had a whole lot
it's unfortunate that T Public took those down, but I will have some merch for some other things coming up, guys. So don't you worry. There is working on bringing some of that stuff back.
Well, Frank will be playing a character on one of my soaps coming up. So my show's coming up. I'm gonna have a picture of him as his character's name on a shirt near you. So get ready for that.
Merch. I'm making it on merch. Oh,
you finally made it, Frank.
I made it, Frank. Okay, folks. So before we begin this, I got to tell you the church announcement. Say everything that's going on. There's a lot going on GH, on JLJ Media. So this is the caboose, of course, of all the soap shows today. I know that's for Frank. This morning, Wide Army Spotlight. Yes, there was one episode, and we talked about it. 2, there was Bold and Beautiful Mini Spotlight. Yes, there was one episode. We talked about it and played B&B games. So that's something that's a lot of fun. We played Mary Shag Kill. We played Either Or. It was hilarious. Oh my God, the fans got involved. It was hilarious. We had a great time.
My Mary Shag Kill for General Hospital is Valentine, Nicholas, and I feel like I should just go with a guy or it's too hateful. Jax. There we go.
Kill Jax, yes. Okay, yes, got it. Yes, so I'm totally there. Or Kill Peter, I promise you. So we had a good time on that. That's out. Forever and a Day, which Lacretia is on that show. The after show is on today with Christina Sullivan, Darrell Anthony, and Matthew Preston. There's a lot of fun. Some tears were shed. Some laughter was had. That's out right now too. Of course, our buddies over at Dish and Days, they're probably still going right now. They're talking about what happened. They had a full week of shows, so they're actually talking about their show. They're lucky this week.
The Romeo and Juliet sin stuff was actually adorable.
Oh, geez, here we go. The sin stuff. Those sin fans. So they killed Laura Horton, which was a huge mistake. That's another story altogether. But that's out. They're doing that right now. It's on Dish and Days. And my audio soap dramas. Okay, here we go, kids. Cupid's Crossing is out now. 2 episodes are out. New episode comes out on Tuesday. Cupid tries to find love and business in Los Angeles. Watch that. Listen to that. Also, Claus the series. Today, a new episode where Santa Claus Jr. and his wife go on a date. Find out how that goes. And you can listen to that anywhere streaming services are. And the JLJ Media crossover Valentine special, where I take 4 characters from different shows of mine and they go on dates in one restaurant. And that's out right now too. Yes, Frank, this is my life. And that's out right now too. Anywhere where streaming services are, they're out. So right now we got Forever and a Day, Claus the series, and Cupid's Crossing out now. All audio. Thank you very much. That's it, Frank. And we're this week we're starting to record the Easter Hare, Amore, and the Tooth Fairy, which Frank will be in the Tooth Fairy as Dr. Floss.
Look at that, ruining your ears and a podcast near you.
Yes. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out, kids.
James Lott Jr., as the resident GH historian, I feel like if you want to give us a proper remembrance of Christopher Panic, I saw that he had passed.
Yeah, he passed. Was it yesterday?
The 12th. So what? 2 days ago? Yeah.
Yes. Every day is like 10 years nowadays. It just really
is.
Yeah. So another person who was a GH, who was someone back in the day, was a GH person and actor on the show. And it's funny because a lot of the actors are starting to go now. I mean, some of the older ones, we're seeing a succession of them that are happening to go. And so shout out to him. But also what's really weird at the same time, Jeannie Francis this week celebrated 44 years.
Yeah.
On General Hospital. So it's like we have these are all part of the old guard. I mean, so you hear about when Christopher went and Sean Riley and Sean. I want to say Sean. That's Sean Donnelly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so folks have been dying, and then we got folks who have been on for a long time, off and on. It's like it's amazing these soaps. It's just they've been around for so long. It's like all this stuff is so. It's so crazy. Is there anything you want to know about his character or anything you want to know about him that you were thinking?
It was interesting. I mean, I realizing that he played the DA that had married Tracy, was knocking around with Susan Moore, but was also kind of the incident what led to the Laura and Luke stuff, which I thought was I didn't realize that.
Yeah, here's probably it's so crazy because if you don't know this, folks out there, it's a little brief lesson because there wasn't that much on GH this week, so don't worry about that. We'll talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
But briefly, just the show was literally at the bottom of the ratings. It was not doing well. Gloria Monty was like, we got to figure something out. And when they added Luke and Bobby to the canvas, first they upped Laura and Scotty. They upped their kind of storyline, the young love, and they got that storyline going. When they added Luke and then, they added Bobby first, then brother Luke. That's how it started the whole thing. And just imagine, and it turned around to be a #1 show. And I was there. I remember when it happened. It was must see television, and it really did get the college kids. It got the parents, grandmas, and young kids. We all were like, they had storyline, left-handed boy, nice princess. I mean, there's all these storylines on the run, location shoots, and a lot of people were involved in these intricate storylines that made Luke and Laura who they are now, the iconic image that they are now. And he was a part of that. So it's just kind of crazy that. That was a time when everybody was watching TV. That was, pre-cable, pre all that stuff. Yeah, Susan Moore.
And now there's too much stuff on.
There's so much TV that I can't even keep up at this point. There's so much I can't. There's so much television that I'm going back and watching old episodes of Joey. Remember that spinoff from Friends? I've been watching it, and I was like, this show is horrible, but not that horrible. Like there was some kind of fun stuff in there. I said they were trying to do. It's not Friends light or anything, but I went back in time. I was watching episodes of Phyllis and Rhoda. I was like, I screw the new stuff. I'll go back to the old stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I usually watch old episodes of a lot of either adult cartoons or stuff like Cougar Town, or I even have Two Guys and a Girl all on DVD, so I can go back and relive that wonderful series. Or Ally McBeal is a great binge watch that holds up.
It does. And so Michael B. asked, was that the beginning of the soap super couple, Luke and Laura? Yes. And then Days of Our Lives took it to another level also with my folks Bo and Hope. Steve and Kayla, he was Patch and Kayla, Kim and Shane. Of course, Shane is Charles Hennessy, who went on to the Nanny fame in the 90s. But there's a lot of the super couple was born with Luke and Laura, and it became much more on both shows. And then all shows had super couples at some point. But yeah, it was Luke and Laura. They were the first gigantic super couple. If I'm correct, they are the first one. So, and then they started using that term, at nighttime and stuff. And cliffhanger was not something that was used either as a term on soaps either until the nighttime soaps came. When Dallas they used to do standalone episodes. They used to just do episodes. The first season was all like just 5 episodes. Then they ended on a cliffhanger, and that's like a cliffhanger. What's that? To make you come back. And then Who Shot JR, of course. That was the ultimate cliffhanger that started it all. So then all the shows became cliffhangers. So that's kind of the funny thing about that. So some of these terms are coined. They were coined around the 80s, but they weren't like.
And that's why I love when All My Children ended. It was Who JR Shot was the cliffhanger. Like that was a brilliant turn of phrase there.
Yes, exactly. So cliffhangers were something that no one else really did. That wasn't a thing. Most stories were self-contained, or they had storyline arcs, but they didn't call it a cliffhanger. And that became an 80s phrase. So that's one of those things. So yes, I fall down the YouTube rabbit hole all the time. I do all the time. So you see all that stuff back on. Everything's on there. So, but yes, and I think someone else saw a milestone too this week on General Hospital. I think somebody else did too. I can't remember who it is. But I just want to give a shout out to Jimmy Francis, of course.
Yeah.
The Mitch Williams character. It's been a while since you've seen like an ADA have, or just a DA like Mitch Williams have any sort of like prominent role in the show. I mean, I guess it was Paul Hornsby, I guess, when he came back.
Paul Hornsby. Yeah.
Or Robert is technically the DA.
Yeah,
how often do we see this guy?
True.
This guy, I know, really. And then, folks, I said Who Shot JR? What did I say? Because you said you mean like that's what I said. Who Shot JR? And then what was I gonna say? And then also they're bringing back. They made some major announcements. They're bringing back Chad Brannon.
Yeah.
So is he coming back at? What is he coming back as? Is he coming back as Xander or the new Drew?
Yeah, I like that everyone else is sort of on that page. Is like Xander is dead, but we all know with soaps. But GH tends to let people stay dead unless they just really were off canvas for a while. But to me, I feel like he is the new Drew because that just fits. And, he has chemistry with Becky Hurst. And could Emily not be far behind, I hope?
Now, is he the same age? Because Steve Burton's like my age. So I'm trying to think, how old is Chad Brannon? Are they around the same age? I mean, I don't know.
I would think so.
Okay, well, sure. I mean, I couldn't tell him.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting though, because it'd be like, so Drew, for wherever his plane crashed, thanks to Peter, then he has to get another reconstructive surgery, and it's like, just make me look like
Xander.
One of Elizabeth's little baby daddies. Just do that for me, please.
Yeah. So
I'm willing to suspend belief. And as much as I love Billy Miller, I don't ever see him coming back. But Drew was a character who had more story to tell. And if we have that character out there with a off-screen death, like a plane crash or something, why not bring him back?
I think they should have never got rid of Drew.
Yeah.
I don't think they just. Well, I wish I was 45 years old. I'm way older than that. I'm in my 50s, kids. In my 50s. I just drink lots of water.
Yeah,
And
Kelly from PEI says, or a ghost. We could have a Xander ghost because of what's going on with Franco and Cameron. But I almost feel like the way that they had it, we would probably have heard it was just like a quick thing. They're leaving it very vague for a reason. And that's why I do kind of hope that he is a new character, because it's not like they didn't show him whenever when Natalia Livingston was playing Rebecca and she left. That was a nice little nod they had back then.
Mhm. So I don't know, but that was major GH2. It's like, wow, they're I mean, I didn't see that coming. I was like, okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So just you want to hear that. And a shout out also, I had Sean Kanan on my show Friday for Studio City the After Show, his new series. They filmed 5 more episodes, so it's a full first season on Amazon Prime. We talk about Bold and the Beautiful, we talk about General Hospital, we talk about Studio City, of course, Cobra Kai. It's about all of that. So what's that? But in the series, you'll see some of you'll see Karen Hennessy has a huge storyline arc in there.
She's so good.
She's so good. Ron Moss is in there, of course, his wife, Darren Vasquez. Amanda Maria Horsford's in it. Some great folks in there. But you want to see Sean doing some really great work. He's doing some really great work on that show. He's also writing.
Tristan Rogers and Sarah Joy Brown are in there too.
Okay,
so yeah.
Folks, if you miss Sarah Joy Brown as Claudia and Carly, if you want to see Tristan Rogers really do some acting,
he cusses.
Go watch the show. Like seriously, don't run. I mean, run. Yeah, run. Don't walk.
Yeah, I haven't caught the new episodes, but I need to do that now because the first 8 were amazing. I was really impressed with what they'd done.
Oh no, you guys see it because there's some scenes where Sarah Joy Brown, Tristan Rogers won an Emmy, not for General Hospital. He won an Emmy last year for this show. And he does even better, and it ends with a cliffhanger. Well, speaking of cliffhangers. And he and Sarah Joy Brown and Sean Kinney have some scenes. They're all family. They're their father and 2 kids. So amazing scene. So check that out. So you'll see. Studio City is on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Or Amazon. Yeah. But it's on Amazon, but if you have Amazon Prime, it's part of your thing. So Amazon, folks. Check it. Seriously. And the episodes are between 9 and 15 minutes long. They're not long at all.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So Frank, check it out, Frank. Check it out.
Okay, all right. I'm watching it right now. Okay. Is Sean Kanan as disappointed by his return into AJ as I was?
I asked that. Yeah. I think he was a little bit. I think he was. I mean, the thing is,
Pickled Lila was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I actually really liked him with Elizabeth, though. I thought they were a cute couple.
Me too. So I don't know. Yeah. So, well, you have to watch my interviews. I'll tell you all that stuff. But yes, it's good. But I was a little shout out to alumni of General Hospital. Okay, so folks, leading up to this week, I titled this episode a week and a half of February because literally that's kind of, we just had a couple episodes, only one episode this week, and before we didn't come on the week before that. You have to remind me what happened the week before. It's been so, it's like it's been 10 years ago. If I can remind you what happened, we'll start talking about it. That's how we're doing today. I'm like,
here's the one thing that's driving me crazy.
Tell me.
What is it about Nina that you only can really give her like one sort of character trait or motivation at a time, and then you have to hit it just so hard? So before it was putting on that stupid necklace. It was always putting it on. I'm looking at the necklace. I'm putting it on. I'm rubbing it. I'm looking at it. I'm rubbing it. Putting it on. And now it's all, Wiley, I'm not going to miss out on my grandson. And they keep hammering that all the time. Like, come on, guys. Please, just... it's like they just make her obsessive about one thing to the next thing. She is that waspy type of white woman, and they just that they are very single-minded. So good kudos to the writers for going with that, and bless Cynthia Watros's heart. She is a phenomenal actress, and I feel like we're finally scratching the surface of getting her some good material, because I want her to go full Annie Dutton, cuckoo on Carly, Jax, everybody. It'll be so fun. Just leave Valentine alone. Okay, he's over here. Let him play in the sandbox. Now he's right about Jax. So like, I loved a lot of that stuff. But I will say the saving grace for Nina, even though I've not really loved most of her story, and certainly since they switched over to Cynthia, and not her fault, but I love her relationship with Ava, and I actually really like the scenes with Britt and Maxie. Like,
that's where she really shines, and it sort of gives her a better purpose, because the Nina that's obsessed with Jackson was obsessed with Valentine, and it was kind of annoying, like in her child. But now we know who her child is. We finally got there. But yeah, I do hope this makes her go cuckoo, because Carly finding out her killing.
I'll take crazy Nina. I'm with you, Lacretia. I'll take crazy Nina. Like I said, homebrother said the Nina crazy eyes are coming out. Yeah, I'm good for that.
Yeah,
I like a crazy bitch. I'll take a crazy bitch over anything. Over the storyline she's had for the last year.
Yeah,
please. I'm like, make her cuckoo, make her go straight for Wiley. Why not? That would annoy Carly and them. That would just totally get everybody upset. So I'm like, I know Lucas, you agree with me on that one. I'm for it. I'm all for it. Okay. I'm all for it.
I'm not all down for cuckoo bananas, Nina, because I did not enjoy cuckoo bananas Nina when she was hanging out with Franco. I
loved that.
Oh,
I did too. Actually.
Yeah, it was fun.
In so many of those scenes, I was like, no, I'm good. So I mean, I want to see her go up against Carly, but I don't necessarily want her to have to be cuckoo bananas to all of a sudden make it like then Carly's the put upon person that has to fight back.
Like, well, if they write this correctly, right now they're leading it to like Nina's gonna find Sonny.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. That's why he was hanging out with Phyllis. And again, I'm enjoying him with Phyllis, and these are good scenes. I know it's a little hokey, but Amaya Baker brings up, there was a spoiler alert on the Canadian episode. Sonny has a memory of a blonde woman, but he doesn't see her face. And I think eventually he will see Nina and think that's her. And that's interesting, because I kind of wanted Nina to find out about Sonny and keep it from Carly like she did her with Nell, and, see that rivalry, because that's way more interesting. And Jack sort of stuck in the middle.
Yes. And I remember someone was like, well, when she heard the voice and kind of recognized it, why didn't I'm like, well, we all can have voices that sound familiar. I mean, like, you don't know it's Sonny for sure. He's dead. Remember, Sonny's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, so why would she think that? Yeah.
Yeah. But she just but she was realistic when she was like, this voice sounds familiar. But she don't know who it is. We didn't know who it is. So what you say your name was?
Yeah, but it's also I don't know. I mean, for me, it seems like I could see having that reaction about a voice sounding familiar to somebody that you know really well or you spend time around. But how much is like Nina hanging out with Sonny that voice is going to be so distinct that you're like, wait a minute, what'd you say your name was again? Mike.
Well, I would love it if and I think Kelly Public Cover is kind of leading to this. Nina finds Sonny and keeps away from Carly. Revenge. I love it. Revenge. And I guess great. I mean, but in fact, I was waiting for her to realize, like, wait a minute, Wiley's her grandson. That's her only tie to Nell, her daughter. So to me, it makes sense that she would. I'm sorry, Frank. I think it makes sense that she would go after her grandson.
I failed my daughter. I won't fail my grandson.
That part is my out of here. That part is well, Ava, that's why I love Ava. Ava was basically like Grant. She was like, okay, girl. It's like a twisted. Like, girl, you know she's crazy. And Ava was trying to break it down for her as nice as she could. And Nina was looking like, you're right, bitch. But I don't want to think that's my daughter now.
Yeah, I really liked that scene, because I thought Ava was nice enough to Nina as her friend, but then she was like, yes, you did that, and Nell was more than this, and sharing some nice memories she had with Nell. But then she's like, no, you don't need to feel guilty. Nell was beyond, like, I like that it was even-handed, and that's what Ava's, if she wasn't already my fave, she's really become one of the better people right now. It's great to see that. Her and Valentine are up at the top when Franco,
I agree with you, Lacretia, in terms of Ava and her relationship with Nina, where it's been nice to have that develop, that you can see, much like Valentine, how she can have a relationship with somebody and it's not about Ava or what she wants.
Yeah.
Just be there for somebody else. And it's great to see that personality and that side of Ava come out.
Yes. And I think it's kind of funny, speaking of Valentine, when he confronts Peter at the gravesite. And I was like, come on, folks. Like, just tell me what's going on. He's like, and Peter tried to fight it off, play it off. He's like, yes, it's me. I did everything. Oh my God, it's me. I was like, Fox, just shoot him, please. Just shoot him for me. I don't just shoot him.
And I know the rest of y'all were all throwing your panties at him now, and he's loving. But just say it, I had it first. Sorry, guys. Just saying that was so hot, especially for all you people that really hate Peter. Because let's face it, Daddy Valentine. Because I still think that might happen. Because it makes more sense. He's even got the same haircut right now. Come on. But it's so nice to see him be like, yes, I will take care of the people that you and I care about, sort of like letting it be known. Because if he feels like Maxie or Anna is in danger, Valentine will sell him out. He cares for Peter like a son. But yeah, he knew what was going on. And I like that we have a smartest person in the room with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's a thing going on the side here. Alexandria Merrick has a last will and testament or something. As being sent to Peter. What the F is that, Frank?
Your boy Dimitri taking forever to put that in that envelope.
I know Dimitri said, I saw that said, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was so long. It was so long. Like, I got to analyze every single piece that I'm putting into this manila envelope very carefully. Like, oh, yeah. All right, Dimitri. Come on, boy. I would, if they would love to bring back Michael Nader. Man,
I know.
I do wonder if they are, because I mean, he had some issues from what I understand at that time, but being as it's been a long time and he may have gotten some help, I would like to see Michael Nader. He was so good. He was even on the old Flash, the 90s one with John Wesley Shipp. Yeah.
That's right, man. Let's see how fast you can really run.
No, I would love. I mean, I'm all for it. Michael Nader came back on. He's for even a guest role or something. Should why not come on there as Dimitri? But I saw that, I went, oh, okay, ABC. We see what you're doing there.
And they really are trying to connect more of the ABC daytime family with All My Children, certainly with the Pine Valley reboot coming back. And there's a lot of One Life to Live characters who've come and gone. And it wouldn't surprise me if we don't have more of that.
They're all who owns the hands.
Yeah.
Some actor.
I don't know. I mean, but it's like, why? If you're going to tease us with showing us the actual hands of a character, I feel like that's so saying like, oh, well, his schedule, we don't need him yet on schedule, so we can just use a body double for this. Right. But I mean, that indicates to me that at some point we will see.
I hope so.
Yeah, because they did the same thing with Tanya Walker coming back as Olivia. Was like, we saw the hands first, and that wasn't her, as she told us. But then when they got her and they had it in the schedule, great.
Yeah.
Now I'm just wondering, what's the will?
I mean, I'm sure it talks about how she's really
Peter,
mother. And then we can watch Peter meltdown. He'll find out the truth before the wedding. You lied to me. With Peter, I like how you can tell when he's lapsing into like the bad, the bad Peter. He's, Heinrich is coming out. He gets like lower and raspier when he talks. He draws out his words. You don't want to push me. Like, okay, all right. Okay, Peter.
That was such a good impersonation, Frank. I should put that on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. All right, let me get that. I'm watching my Studio City right now, so as soon as that's done.
Watch the video first. Watch the video first. Do that first. They think somebody. Well, Michael B is like, well, could Chad be Dimitri? He's too young.
He's a little young.
Dimitri's old. I'm sorry, he is. He's old. I mean, I'm talking older than I am. I'm sure in his 60s or something or 70s.
No, that would be great. Yes, have him come back as Dimitri.
Yeah.
He's found some rejuvenating serum out there in the middle of Europe somewhere. Yes.
From Michael Hayward. Thank you. Dr. Hayward could come back, please.
Yes.
Mr. Irizarry's available.
I know, and he and Anna just had such great chemistry, and it would be an interesting triangle, him and Valentine over Anna. Just suggesting, just as long as we get Anna.
Yes. Oh yeah, I always bring a cup or a T-shirt. Yes, every show I do. I now have a mug for every soap show that I do. Yes, every single. Yes, Wes Ramsby has been chewing the scenery. I agree with you, Maya.
Oof, yes.
I gotta say.
Yes.
Chewing. I mean, he's having a feast. He's having a buffet with the scenery. Is what he's doing. That's another story. I won't do enough of that. Everybody's about Chad's age. He's 41. Okay.
All right.
So they can always play with the age, just whatever. So they can work it out. I mean, that's not saying that Steve Burton looks old. Yeah. He looks good for his age. Nothing there. I mean, it's fine.
And Billy Miller is only 41 too. So I mean, that is just saying. Chad and Billy, I believe, are the same age. So it would make
Dimitri Jr. Dimitri. Did Dimitri has kids, right? No, he has no kids.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't.
Erica didn't have
I'm
any
trying to
kids.
remind.
Yeah, me either. They said Dimitri Jr. Well, that's gonna make up a kid, I guess. Because him and
Yeah.
Maria, nobody had, he didn't have any kids when they ate him, I don't think at all. I don't think so.
No,
Yeah.
he had his nephew, right? That
Yes.
was hanging out
Yes.
with.
Yeah, what's his name? Anton or whatever.
Yes.
It was
There
with
you go.
Kindle. It was with Kindle, the original Kindle.
Yes,
Made
SMG.
by Sarah Michelle Gellar, who did speak out on Joss Whedon. That's another story.
Thank you. I just get, if we're talking about that for a second, this is to all you fanboys who constantly would argue that to me. I'm sorry. I'm so glad it's out. He's a scumbag. And I know it must have been difficult for your little hearts. And Buffy couldn't admit half as much to you as it did to me, a little girl who had a message board and everything, all devoted to Buffy. So I'm so glad that this is finally out and you can maybe reconcile it in your little baby brains, okay? Sorry. Still love the work, but he's a piece of crap.
I still love Buffy, of course, an Angel. I still love those.
Yeah.
And some of the other shows that he's done, some of them, and Firefly, and some of the movies he's done.
Yes,
but
thank you.
apparently, he's not a great person to work with.
No, and it's not shocking at all if you've ever listened to anyone who worked there that wasn't afraid to say something.
Yeah. So it's been so interesting. So that's when, that was his nephew he played with. I think his name was Rudolph something. I forgot his name in real life. He was in there. So yes, Wes needs an acting refresher class. Oops. I'm not gonna say all that. I'm just gonna say that the character could go somewhere else. But I did like they recognized Nathan's death anniversary.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool. And like you said, you mentioned earlier the Brit. I'm liking Brit. This
Brit is the best. I am so glad that they are giving her all this material because Kelly Theobald is such a good actress. And Britt is a fun character. And I like that, even Terry and Liz were like kind of taken aback where she's like, no, that was wrong what happened to Franco. Like, I'm not going to let that happen. He's already been reprimanded and all this. And they're seeing this other side that Jason has sort of seen. And, I'm really liking their chemistry.
Me too. No, and also her and Anna.
Yeah.
Anna killing her. It was like, Anna, it's not your business, bitch.
I love me some Anna Devane, but she ain't perfect, guys. And I like that Britt had her number.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It was interesting for Nathan's thing though that they had Valentine be the first person that showed up to pay his respects. I was like,
I liked that. And all the yellow roses, they had it for Patch and Kayla's wedding on days too. It's like, oh, so nice. That's my favorite flower since I'm from the Yellow Rose of Texas.
Yellow Rose, Texas, yes. But I thought, it's funny because they did remind certain ways, like where Nathan was for people, like what who knew him first and where, all this kind of stuff was going on. And I just watched actually those scenes recently on YouTube of his, and the whole when Maxie went off on Lulu afterwards. I mean, just brilliant. I mean, just really such good stuff back then. We were doing a show back then. It was such good stuff that I forgot how much I just loved that time period and how I liked the character of Nathan. We met Nathan. He's been on our show.
Yeah.
So nice guy, very smart guy, nice guy. It was interesting that I'm glad he decided to, continue to show him a little bit, and because they are related. This is weird little family that they all kind of are part of. A shame Lisa couldn't be there.
Yeah, it was a shame that she couldn't be there, but it made sense because she's hiding out, and we did have it sucks we didn't get a conversation from her and maybe to talk to Brett about Nathan's death. That would have been nice. But, we can't get everything we want. But I did love that it was Dante who put those ideas in Maxie's head, because the relationship between Dante and Maxie has always been one of my favorites because it truly is like a friendship. And that's why I'm kind of hoping that they would lean more that way with Dante and Maxie rather than throw Sam somewhere she don't belong.
Oh.
Go on, Frank Tilly. You don't like Sam and Dante together?
No, well, if you want me to be just not care about a storyline or a scene, put Sam in it. Just put Sam in it, and I will immediately not care.
This is why I love Frank.
Like seeing her just hovering around Dante. I'm like, come on, why are we doing this?
I swear to God, she was gonna hump him in that hospital bed. That's how it was played out, and I'm just like, girl, like, calm down. Like, the dude just got stabbed by your mother. Like, give him a breather. The love of his life is in a coma. Like, his dad is possibly dead. He's got a lot of problems right now. He don't need another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're putting it together a lot. So you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
Right, they're trying to test us to see what we think. But they're together a lot. I'm like, you guys weren't together that much before this. I'm like, all of a sudden you're like it's just all together. Was this the first time we see Nina and Britt share scenes? I think so. I think when Michelle played her, they had maybe one scene together about their crazy family. I feel like it.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't even remember one when Michelle, but maybe because Britt was on and off, and
yeah. Good question. I don't know.
I mean, it was nice of them kind of all having that connection to Nathan to kind of bring the three of them together. But then, like, I don't know. My personal thing is like, that Nina's big proclamation, an attack against one of us is attacking all of us. I'm like, whatever.
Sure.
They're all their solidarity. It's girl power, Frank. There's solidarity.
I love it. It's just that scene was clunky. That part of the scene was clunky to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Sam had his sister.
Oh, so yeah, talking about baby Lila. Sonny's stillborn with Sam.
That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's kind of like me. But yeah, because it was a little. I like a little clunky. I don't care. I like a little. It was a little awkward. I loved it.
Well, to go back to Nathan 1 second there, when I think it was like Maxie and Peter, and then the Metro Court talking about Nathan and Peter saying, "Oh my gosh, he's like such a great man." I just wanted Maxie to go like, "Well, he also did Man Landers too." So
I was actually thinking about Man Landers earlier, being like, "Man, that was really dumb, wasn't it?" So I'm glad you brought that up. Like, something made me think of it. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, that
was a horrible storyline. Horrible storyline. So Franco and Elizabeth set their regrets to Finn for that wedding that hasn't happened yet.
No.
That I'm just not looking for.
Forever. It's taking forever.
They just started, they stopped filming it, the wedding, and they filmed it the last couple of weeks, I believe. And so it's in the bank now, but who knows when we'll see it? Because I would have thought it would be for February sweeps. So maybe it is sort of the last week, because I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen, I assume, at this big double wedding.
But Anna and Finn are leaving town again really quick.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
They're leaving town after they're leaving town for a minute to do whatever they do. And it's like, this wedding's going to go on forever. Forever. I'm so just, I want the wedding over. I want it over already. I want everything to come out and be over. I think they're trying to build everything up. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to come from all different angles so that Peter feels closed in. So when the wedding starts, we're all like, what?
Yeah, I my worry is that I'm going to feel very well, I'll be happy to get to the next step. I feel like if they are trying to orchestrate some huge moment, that it will fall short, because I'm just like, wow, all right. You've played it out for so long that whatever you try to do is going to be underwhelming. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we could be. I don't know. But it's just this double wedding thing. It's one of the most unexciting double weddings in my life. I'm just not even looking forward to it. I mean,
as much as I like Anna and Finn and Maxie all individually, these pairings, Anna and Finn were really cute in the beginning, but once there was that long break for Finola's, vacation, which good for her, but it really took away from the coupling. And while I do enjoy their scenes together, I'm just not that invested in them as a couple, because again, I'd rather see Finn with Hayden, who's not on canvas, or we have like Valentine for Anna, because we've got to get him out of Nina's orbit, please, for the love of God. They have chemistry, but like spread the wealth. Just the same thing with Chase and Willow, guys, not just Valentine, but let's let them have their fun away.
Yeah. What else happened?
We had Martin get a special cell phone call from his mother.
Oh, yes. He got a phone call from mommy that was orchestrated to him, yes. To keep him in line a little bit or something, I guess, right? So to keep him kind of like appeased. But he went and saw them and let him know that was not going to be that was not going to be just okay. He let them know that. So it's kind of seeing him interact with them. Seeing him interact, of course, again, more with, I almost said
Jim Delaney is his sister.
But having him, Valentine, and all three of them together was like, it's the AMC table. It's like the AMC table right here.
Yeah, and I really
they're all
like
on
that
there.
they're
But
involving her and him. Yeah, like, and that she's going to be part of the uncovering. Because I do kind of like that Valentine is just like, oh no, fuck Carly. Like, he's like, something's up here. She did this. I know. And it's nice to have people like him and Finn that get to be the smart people, again, that figure things out. We shouldn't just, as an audience, know. There should always be a character who's like, yeah, obviously this is Carly, right?
Yes. I agree with that.
Although it seemed, I don't know. I mean, I guess I am not a journalist. So, but for Valentine's pitch to be, it's like, you just can't just write the story. You can be part of the story. Like, oh, color me intrigued. Valentine, tell me more. Like, what? All right. Okay.
It's all right.
Well, journalists love to make a name for themselves. It ain't about the story, it's about them as a rule. So let's face it, that actually did make sense. Because sadly, I know a lot of those types of journalists.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how I think, yes, everybody is piecing things together. It's like, I think they're trying to lead us to this big umbrella story, which will be the 2 weddings. And bam. Now, and I'm wondering if they're going to try to do both. The whole Finn is Chase's father, that's out there too.
Ugh.
That he got to tell you to get the DNA test.
Yeah.
And then you have this. So there's 2 separate explosive secrets. Yes.
Yeah. Which I love that scene of Finn trying to get DNA of Chase, where it's like, how many scenes have we seen of that really underpopulated gym of Sunny's?
Waterball.
That's the one time when there needs to be a DNA evidence. Everybody's drinking water bottles. Gregory Harrison's chugging his water bottle. Chase is chugging his water bottle. Everybody's drinking water bottles. Ugh.
Water is important.
I will say, though, I did enjoy that boxing scene. I didn't feel like it was gratuitous at all. Chase and his hot dad, or not so dad. I love me some Gregory Harrison. And if you guys love crap TV, like you probably do, as we're, watching a show about some soapy stuff, 911, Gregory Harrison is Buck and Maddie's dad, with Dee Wallace, who was Luke's sister. So yeah, they're the parents of Maddie and Buck, guys, and I suggest you watch it because both 911 and 911 Lone Star is in the same vein as the soaps. It's ridiculous.
I haven't. I know Angela Bassett's on one of them.
Oh yeah, she's on the regular 911 that they were on. It's good.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of those. But yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah. Oh, guys, you have to. Like 911 Lone Star this year had a freaking volcano in Austin, which and it is based on some truth. There is an inactive volcano there, but let's just say it's not inactive on the show, just like the tsunami on the other 911 that's in LA. Yeah, highly recommend if you need something to watch. It is hysterical.
I did catch the season premiere. Yeah. I've never watched an episode, but the idea of the Hollywood sun falling down was like, interesting. But seeing the narrative structure they take for that show and the way they do the way flashbacks are rolled in to kind of show you how victims got to certain sequences, it's fractured storytelling, but kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ryan Murphy, and they are very good. And you'll see a lot of people from the soap show up. And, who doesn't love Rob Lowe on Lone Star or Peter Krause on the regular? So, yeah. I highly recommend, since the soaps were off last week, you might have some time to catch up.
Folks are talking about in the chat room. Love. I'm on one.
Yeah.
The Dom and sub scene with Grace having on the floor.
Oh my God, yes.
It's all Greek to me. I don't know stuff. I'm still trying to get to WandaVision. I haven't got there yet. So
WandaVision is very good, and it's easy to watch. They're only like about 30 minutes. Yeah.
I heard it's gotten better. I heard it got better as the season went along. I heard.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it tremendously.
Okay, I gotta watch it. I gotta get there before I get to the 911.
As somebody who loves TV history like you, James, you would definitely be hooked in by the premise of the show.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because I know my brothers tell me it's because they are bringing the comic book element to it, right? Which is not. They usually don't do that, right? For WandaVision.
There's a lot of nods. Yeah.
Yeah, they usually don't do that in that universe, so it's kind of like they're doing that, right? So,
well, I'll just say you do get to see, and you've seen it in the trailer. Elizabeth Olsen in the comic book accurate costume, and man, I was like, that looks great. That looks great.
And they had a good reason for it. It wasn't just like, ha ha ha, look at this. It's like, no, I won't reveal too much.
Oh, okay.
But the way that they put things in is logical.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
You know what wasn't logical was Finn trying to get that water bottle out of Sonny's. Out of
Yeah,
the
Frank,
gym.
you're so good at directing.
Yeah, there's nobody in that gym. I don't know why he's got to walk around and like look around his shoulder all the time. Like, Sonny, nobody goes to this gym. Or don't worry about it. Take your time. You can grab that water bottle. Nobody's going to be giving you a weird look. Like, what's that guy doing in the trash?
I know. So, but he got it.
You got it.
It in. We're gonna find out once and for all, Frank, who's the daddy.
The longer this goes, I don't want that. This seems too creepy to me. As we've talked about in the past, if they would have done this right when Finn and Chase had come onto the show, yes, this long, it seems too weird to pull the trigger on this storyline now. Yeah,
I don't like that they continued with it. It was one of those things that they sort of made you think it was a possibility in the beginning. And yeah, had they done it then, great. But I like the relationship between Chase and Finn as is. So I'm not really sure why we're doing this unless we are going to put Finn and Jackie back together and this is an obstacle for them. That may be the thinking, but that to me is the only logical reason to do it, because at this point, why does it even really matter?
Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody want to see Finn back with Jackie? I mean, we've never seen them together anyway. We just heard about this intense love that they had so many years ago.
I'd rather see a Jackie, Robert, together, but maybe make a triangle with Finn because they've been Eskimo brothers more than once now. So, or is that a PC term now? I don't care.
What do you call them now? I don't know. What's their new? Do you have a new name? I don't know what's going on with that. But yes, Frank, I think they had to show Finn and Chase closer to drop this ball in them. I think we kind of get why they're doing it, but we think we're saying in general. Do you guys agree? Should they even bother with this? I mean, should just let it go. I don't know.
Yeah,
let it go. Let it
go.
No,
I mean, COVID has changed things.
Was Chase been on the show what? 2 years?
Probably, yeah, about that much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, no, this is too far on that. I can understand wanting it to be closer because there's like that distance when he first shows up, yes. But like if you would reveal that within like the first year of a character coming on, yeah. But like now, it's just like, I really hope it just, if it turns out to be the case, which I assume they're not going to go to this and have it not be these cases. Father. So I'm like, well, this is going to be a dumb storyline.
And and Holly is still out there somewhere. Yes, she is still out there. We don't know where she's out there somewhere. Again, COVID is stopping some of this. They are doing a Dynasty reunion, folks. There's a Dynasty reunion online for some charity. I'm gonna post it, so I forgot what it's for, but a whole bunch of people are gonna be a part of it. This is soap opera's bread and butter couple. Oh, bread and butter. Questioning paternity is filled social. Yes, exactly. It is done.
Yeah.
It's been done so much. It's been done so much. Like, do we really need it again? Yeah. I mean, but you're right. It's a regular storyline. It's been like they do this all the time, but this does feel weird because they fought them so hard to be brothers, so to speak. They told us that they were brothers. Yes, big age difference. We get it.
Yeah.
But now you're trying to tell us they're going to switch to being father and son. It just seems too weird. Seems too weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Not for it. And someone thinks that Jerry Jacks has Holly. We can only hope.
Yeah, because I'd love to see Jerry again.
I would love to have him back. So I mean, that would be one. But again, it's a COVID thing.
The better Jacks.
Yes, the better Jacks, the one Jacks we want to see.
I mean, speaking of Jacks, I really don't know what his purpose on the show is now, which is disappointing. I mean, Nina's giving him the cold shoulder. I mean, whether it's just temporary or like a permanent thing, I don't know. But like, I don't know what Jackson's going on now. I
kind of figured that they would either Carly is going to sleep with Jax or Jason or both. I mean, let's face it, it's Carly. And it's been, she and Sonny have been together for like a while without any hiccups as far as cheating or anything. So it only makes sense for Carly to, Valentine said it and got slapped, warm her bed with Jax now.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. But that's one of those things that I actually like Jax and Carly together, but I kind of would have wanted a Jarly hookup, Jason and Carly, before he gets with Britt. And because that would to me be the big betrayal with Sunny, is for Jason and Carly to get back together briefly over their grief. Meanwhile, Sunny and Jax have always been at each other's throats, so it's kind of been done over and over again. The back and forth with Carly, it's a little played out, but they kind of like that. So we'll see. One of those, she's certainly banging.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, to do it with Jax, it's just one of those things. Like, since we all know Sonny's not dead, it's gonna make, like, why are we doing this? Because Jax just looks like a chump by the end of it.
He is a chump.
As soon as Sonny shows up, Carly's not gonna be like, well, sorry, Jax, or sorry, Sonny, I gotta go stay with Jax because I love him more than I do you now. So that's not gonna be the case. So just like Jax is just gonna be made to look like
if Nina starts banging Sonny, then that would be interesting.
That would be. Oh my goodness, that would be so interesting.
Well, I mean, I guess if we talked about the only way to really keep those two apart, because I feel like we thought like when they know each other and everything's the usual sort of thing, breaking up Sonny and Carly, just like it's been too many times. That feels like to do it now. It's like, no, because you can't keep doing that with this couple. But this, with Sonny's amnesia, is a way that you could break them up and have it be forever how long it takes for him to remember who Carly is. So it could be an excuse, like even if he does come back to Port Charles saying, I don't know who you are, Carly, so get off my back. I'm going to be sleeping with Nina now.
That'd be amazing. I'm in for that.
I would love that.
I'm in for that story. I think Butcher's funeral. That's the thing they're leading towards. This quickie funeral. I saw in the previews Christina's back. It's like Ainsworth is back.
Don't you love that picture they keep showing? By the way,
yeah.
It's like baiting us. I mean, you know how hard it is, guys, to see that every day with no new episode and just feel the need to comment, but I don't.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what they do with that whole thing, because he's not really dead. So I don't know. I mean, all of a sudden Nina gets pregnant. That would be hilarious. That would be. She can. It's like a lot. Biologically, she could be a little rough, but she could.
And if anybody can do it, it's Sonny. He can get it.
Sonny.
That's actually what I said, was like, yeah, if Nina is going to have a baby, Sonny would be the guy, because, I mean, he's impregnated all the women at some point on this show.
Yeah.
So, Sonny is the most fertile man in soap opera history, I believe.
Yeah. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so interesting to see what they do with that. I think that they've set some stuff up that's, very, that's going to, there's so many storylines up in the air at the moment on General Hospital. A lot of balls in the air. I guess we got the Laura stuff going on. And a lot of them, I'm seeing a lot of these they're trying to narrow them down to those the Peter storyline, the Finn. They're trying to narrow it down. It seems like it's like Sonny over here, Peter over here, and everything's surrounding those. It's very interesting. Very interesting. And I don't mind an umbrella story. I like that, but folks have never been bringing up Brenda for this whole show, and I don't have anything to add. I guess. Am I anything to add about Brenda?
I know. I used to refer to her as she who shall not be named, but at this point, I mean, the Brenda bot annoys me more than Brenda. So I hate to say something nice about the character, but let's face it. I would almost welcome Brenda back if that means we got rid of certain other characters, maybe. And that took a lot for me to say, guys. But she and Mo had the best chemistry, and Vanessa's coming on his State of Mind, his YouTube show about mental health. So who knows? I mean, it's a really weird year, and I'm even welcoming the idea of Brenda coming back. What the hell?
Wow, that's crazy, Lacretia.
Yeah.
I feel like the ship has sailed on Brenda and Port Charles. I don't know. I just feel like there's just constant diminishing returns of that character every time she's come back. So I feel like I think maybe there are just some characters that you solely exist for this certain chunk of time, and then try to recapture that magic. You can't. It just, for whatever the time period that it was written in, the chemistry of the actors, those particular storylines, there was just something about that amalgamation of everything that led to something awesome that really brought them such notoriety and made them such fan favorites. But to try to recapture that, however many years later, some characters you can, and then I think there's just some that you just can't. I feel like Brenda's a character you just can't. To me.
Yeah, I'm in between both you guys. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't think, and somebody brought in the chat room, I don't think that's going to come back anyway. I mean, she loves General Hospital. She says she has and loves everything. I don't think they could pay her enough right now to come back. I just don't think. I mean,
well, money's tight everywhere though. And that's the thing is maybe if given a good story and there's not as many acting jobs as there was. So you're seeing a lot of people like Kim Delaney. I didn't think she'd ever come back. Certainly not to like General Hospital, but she did. So it's stuff like that I'm like, I do feel like it's more of a possibility now than it's ever been. And they just may need some room in the budget. And, we're seeing, people get slashed all over the place. And I know some people hate that, your favorite couple isn't together, but maybe it's time to shake things up. Like,
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Everybody understand COVID's running rapid. Not a lot of jobs out there. Not a lot of studios. So any paycheck's a good paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't see when that's like I don't see her pressing to come back, right? I don't see that on her social media or anything. So
yeah, because she's hinted a few times, like though, I will say, like more than recently, yeah.
Yeah. But
she's tweeted out like the former Morgan, like, hey guys, I'm ready. Who wants me?
Bless his heart. I mean, and bless Mo's heart for helping a little boy out. Like, I mean, he's my age, but yeah, like. Yeah. Helping him with his cameo and stuff. But yeah, as much as Brian wants to come back, I feel like they don't feel like there's a place for Morgan.
No, I think Morgan should stay dead. So that's fine. Keep him dead. Don't bring him back. Leave him dead.
The only reason I would say bring Morgan back is so they could shut up and leave Ava alone about it. Like, it's good for my girl Ava, so I'll accept it. But
like Nicholas, him being back saved Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
On some level.
And we got a new hottie, so let's face it. The more hot Cassidines, yeah, exactly.
Well, given that, because like Morgan, we never saw the body, so you could always keep it open, the idea like, hey, maybe he could come back. But I agree with both of you. That's like, yeah, the time's kind of come and gone, or maybe it's better to have Morgan stay dead. How do you both feel now that the truth has been revealed about Nell to Nita? Do you ever need to see, and we've never seen a body, but she's supposedly dead. Do we ever need to see Nell come back?
No.
I want Nell back, though. I was like, I love James. No, and I'm like, I want Nell back.
I love me some Chloe. That's my girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the character, and I just would love to see her and Nina team up against Carly, just like two crazies after, the big crazy. So, and I love Carly, guys. I just also love to see Carly lose.
Me too. No, me too.
Yeah.
I do love Carly losing. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I was like, I like the angle of missed opportunity and going from there. I don't mind that. There's a lot of story. If done well, there's a lot of story you can be mined out of that.
I'm with you.
A lot of story. So Nell's not going. If she came back, I would celebrate her open arms. I love my girl Chloe Lanier, but I just don't think she needed to be back. I think Nina can do crazy all by herself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess hopefully, I guess we got to get through this Wiley stuff, but whatever. I'm just excited to see you're opening the door on something new for Nina, and so just wherever we can move this character to, let's see where that goes.
Yes. So did we miss anything? Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I think we got everything.
No.
We forgot about Franco's what's better, his hair or his butt. He said his butt, and I agree, but the internet spoke and they said his hair.
The hair.
And that was really an adorable scene. I'm a frizzy, and I think I converted James. So.
Yeah, I like the hair. The hair. It's always the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Butts are nice. I like a good hair.
Yeah.
A good mane of hair. I can appreciate that. I'm trying to grow mine in. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I like it though.
People seem to like it. I might shave it. I might shave it off finally. I don't know. I have to actually brush it. I used to brushing hair. I just wake up, it's washing away, and now I gotta actually brush my hair. Like, it's more work. I'm just kidding. Well, anyway, that was your GH Spotlight for the week and a half in February. I'm assuming everything is back to normal now, and they're going to start showing episodes tomorrow for the next 5 days. There's no. Oh yeah, Oprah and Scotty, love them.
Yes, I ship them.
Yes.
Because Scotty
Thank you,
needs
Kate.
love, and so does Ulbrich. So why not? Like they're adorable, and
They
they
are.
can horrify Franco.
Yes,
Mhm.
I love that. I love them together. Love them together.
Yeah, Britt was all into it too.
But anyway, so yes, I know Britt was hilarious.
Yeah.
Those scenes, love them. But so yes, so hopefully all new scenes. There's no trials, impeachments, nothing that we know of. No interruptions, please. Just give me my soaps, please. I like my soaps and my DVRs. So I can fast forward through stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can't fast forward when you do it other ways. I can fast
Hulu
forward.
doesn't have commercials if you don't pay for them, but yeah.
They do. I know. I pay for it, but still, I have to.
Yeah.
A little easier. Frank, tell me where they can find you.
Folks, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. And if I may say, anytime you're watching a Finn or Chase scene, just make sure you always say at the end of any of Finn's sentences, "I'm also your father." Just, which is what I do. Anytime I'm watching that, I always just like, "And I'm also your father."
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God. Lacretia Lyon, do your thing.
All right, guys. Since I'm Lacretia Lyon, you can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
And I see we have one dislike, one thumbs down. Thank you for the one thumbs down. Thank you so much. I'm glad you hate our show.
That was all. For, it was all for me.
Yeah.
So we're fine. We're okay, kids. We're not going to die or anything. But thank you so much for what you did like us. But I see the one thumbs down. Like, who thumbs down us already? Like, dang it. They don't
didn't even finish us. Like I get, like if you listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. They like, screw this door. It's all down. So thank you for the thumbs down. We love it. But this show is my number one show on my network. So sorry, Grogu. Sorry, baby. Not in the face. They're staring at me. They're facing that way early. I don't know why they're facing this way now. But yes, I was going to say, so this is my number one show on my network. So thank you so much for making it number one every week. It's great. Thank you so much, so very much. Listen to us on a podcast version. Hello, podcast listener. Or watch our lovely faces on YouTube at JLJ Media. Subscribe here. And it's here or whatever the fuck that thing is. Follow us and subscribe. We're here. Thank you very much. Have a great week, folks. And be careful out there. Be careful.